Hi everybody, in this video we're going to look at finding the mean, median and modal class for data in groups. So with this one I'll start off with a thing called the modal class. Now the modal class is the group that has the most or the highest frequency, okay, the most entries if you like. Just to explain these class intervals, so it means 60 to 70, 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 90 to 100, 100, 110, 110, 120. So you've collected some data and you've put the data into groups. Now, what does this less than 70 mean? To put it simply is that if the score was exactly 70, or the piece of data you clicked was exactly 70, it actually goes into the next group, okay? So for 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, if it's exactly those values, they go into the next group, all right? That's all that means. So, but for all intents and purposes here, this means there were 5 in between 60 and 70, 7 in between 70 and 80, and so on. So to find the modal class, it's the group with the most in it. So the 90 to 100 group has 12 entries in it. Okay, so it is the modal class. So I'll just write the answer as, a bit neater than that. The modal class is 90 to 100, just like it's written there. All right. Sometimes in these questions you might have a tie, like they might have both had 12 in them. You'd write the both answers down. Okay. Moving on now to the next slide, and things get a bit more difficult from here. All right. So that was the modal class, and this one here is going to be the median. The mean, and then we'll work out the median in a moment. So as we did in the last one, we need to set up a f times x column. But this time the x that we choose will actually be the class center. So I'm going to go over here and calculate for you or teach you how to do the class center. All right. Simply, the x or the class center is halfway between 60 and 70. So the x here would be 65. Halfway between 70 and 80 would be 75. So they're called the midpoints. It's another name for them. Then 95. Then 110, 105, and then 115. Okay. Then we multiply the frequencies by those class centers. All right. So I've got my book here, and I'll just copy them from the book just to save time. Okay. So 5 times 65. So we're doing f times x. Frequencies times x's. Frequencies times the class center. Okay. So here we've got 325. Let's try that again. 325. Then 525. 850. 1140. 840. 345. So I've multiplied all the frequencies by the class centers. All right. Then I add those up and I get 4,025. Hopefully I can squeeze that in there. 4,025. $4,025. All right. Now to find the mean, there were 45 people surveyed here. So it's going to be the sum of the f times x's over n, which is 45. So it's going to be 4,025. My equal signs in there. 4,025 over 45. And that gives me 89.4. Okay, so there's the mean. So we worked out the modal class and the mean. Now we're looking at the cumulative frequency that'll help us to find out the median. So remember our cumulative frequencies? The first entry is always the same as the frequency. That 5 goes straight across. Then we add the frequencies in. So 5 plus 7 gives 12. That again. gives 12. 12 plus 10 gives 22. So I'm now adding the frequencies in. 22 plus 12 is 34. 34 plus 8 is 42. 42 plus 3 is 45. So remember, these two figures here and here should match up. All right. So I'm now going to copy a couple of things over to the next slide. Okay. So just bear with me for a moment while I do that. So we're going to put that there. And I'm going to also copy this here. Oops, like that. Let's try that again. This one here as well. Okay, so to find the median, I first of all need to find these cumulative frequencies, right? And I have to draw up a thing called an ogive. Now, this is tricky. So just go back here. You notice the cumulative frequencies go from 5 or 0 up to 45. So you can see there that I've got my axis for cumulative frequency set from 0 to 45. On the other axis, you've got your data, okay? And it goes from 60, okay, the lowest one there, up to 120. So along the bottom, just to mark that, on the bottom go the class or the class intervals ranging from 60 up to 120. And on the vertical axis go the cumulative frequencies. All right, so I'm just going to copy over those cumulative frequencies. So just bear with me for a moment. Over there they are. All right, oops, do that again. Done it twice. All right, so between 60 and 70, okay, so that's our first group, 60 to 70, I'm going to draw the cumulative frequency of 5. So what I do here is that from 60 to 70, I've got a bar there at 5. The next group is 12, so 70 to 80 is 12. So I go up to 12 there and create that. Then I've got 22. So it goes up to there to 22 and across and down. Next one is 34. So next bar goes up to 34. Trying to be as accurate as I can here. And that's the next bar. Next bar will be 42. It's up to 42. Across and down. And finally 45. Across and down. And ladies and gentlemen, that is called an ogive. Okay, there it is. That's the name of it, an ogive. And we do this to work out the median for grouped data. So we've already worked out our modal class, our mean, and this is for working out the median. I haven't finished yet though. I've got to draw some lines. And this is slightly tricky, so watch carefully. I'm going to draw it in red. All right, I'm going to draw straight lines. So when you draw this line, this is a very crucial line, you start bottom left, right here in the bottom left of the first bar, and then you go to the top right of all the other bars. So watching how I'm creating that, top right, top right, top right, top right. Okay, so I've created now my ogive. I've drawn my bar graphs, each group there, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. I've drawn the cumulative frequency, which I got from the table previously, reminding you how I got that. And now I've joined up a line. Now I'm ready to find the median. Okay, so the median, remember, is the n plus 1 over tooth score. N is 45. There's 45 things here. So that's our frequencies added together. So it's 45 plus 1 over tooth score. 46 over 2. That's going to give us 23rd score. So I'm after the 23rd score. So I go here to my axis and I locate 23. Let's go to a green pen so you can have a look at it. All right. So I go to my cumulative frequency and I go to 23. It's the 23rd score. Oops, hold on. I need the straight line. Just a minute. Here we go. 23. I go across till I hit the red line. I hit the red line there. And then I come down here. And ladies and gentlemen, that value there, okay, that is my median. And to me, that looks at about 91. This is never be 100% exact, but if you're really careful, you'll get it very close. So the median, we'll mark it there. Equals 91. All right, just to recap. We had the data in groups. Okay, 5 in that group, 7 in that group, and so on. The modal class was the group with the most in it. Simple. That group with 12 as its highest frequency was that one. Next slide, we worked out the mean. We had to times the frequencies by the middle of the group. Okay, the group goes from 60 to 70. The middle of the group is 65. 70 to 80, 75, and so on. So I times the frequencies by the mid or the class centers. Add them up, 4,025. Divide that by 45, sum of the frequencies there, 89.4 is the mean. Now we have to graph here these class intervals against the cumulative frequency. Okay, so OGIVE, this graph that we did, was graphing those two things against each other. Next slide. The intervals down the bottom, the cumulative frequencies up the side. Okay, so I do my bar graph, create a line, bottom left to top right, to top right, to top right, to top right, and so on. Work out which score is the median using your formula. Draw a straight line from that number, 23rd score, to the red line and down. That's your median. Okay, a lot in that. Watch it again if you need to. Bye for now.